Hello everyone, I'm He Who Is Seth, and today I'm going to teach you how to grow your YouTube channel. Now my channel isn't large. It is in very many ways a small channel still, but I've seen a lot of growth and I've seen about 200 new subscribers just in the past month. Now at this rate, I'm going to be going up high and I'm going up fast. And a lot of people ask me, Seth, how do you do it? And I wanted to make this video to show you all the little bits of tips and tricks you can use to get your YouTube to the highest level it can be. We're going to take a look at the aesthetics of your channel. We're going to talk about selecting a topic for a video. We're going to talk about creating your video. We're going to talk about presentation and reach. That includes thumbnails and keywords. And we're going to talk about post-release information, like how to keep that progress going forward. We'll start with your channel presentation. The first thing you want to make sure you have is a channel icon. You want to make sure you have a banner. And you want to make sure you also have a watermark, which is generally just your icon. All three of these can be made easily using a program called GIMP. It's a free to download program, and I'll have a link down in the description to find it. I do suggest that you download it as it is free, and I'm going to be using it to make the thumbnail we do for the example. Now that we have all of the aesthetics of our channel set, we also want to make sure that we have the appropriate topic to start a movie. So there's a lot of topics you can create movies on, right? And a lot of people like to do an episode by episode sort of style of adventure, myself included. Now here's the thing with the episode adventures. Though they are fun and easy to create, they're really hard for getting new viewers to come to your channel. What an episode series does really well is it retains viewers that you have already. So subscribers that you already have come back for the next episode, and so forth and so on. But getting new subscribers this way is a really difficult process, because think about, like, if you discover a new channel and they're on episode 6 of their series, you're not going to watch episode 6, and you're probably not going to watch episode 1 because you don't know who they are, and most of the time you just don't care. Now, this is why we need to make sure we're picking a perfect topic. Now, the topics are really important, and there's a really easy way to find the topics. What you're going to do is log out of YouTube. That way YouTube treats you like just a random person. It doesn't remember any of the things you've searched. You're going to type in 7 Days to Die into your browser. This is going to give you a list of the most frequently used keywords and things people are searching for within that topic. In this case, 7 Days to Die has a bunch of things like bases, tips and tricks, gameplay, base, beginner tips, just everything you see there. But you'll also see episode 1, and that is just because a lot of big streamers, they have multiple series is going on, and so that works for them. The reason it works for a big streamer is because they already have an established audience. They can release whatever they want, and it doesn't really matter because they're just so popular. People will come and their stuff goes viral without any work at all because they've already put the work in. For you and I, starting as a new channel, we need to make sure we're starting a very unique set of things. We want to make a tip and trick. We want to make a base building video. We want to make beginner's tips. We want to make something you see in this list, a horde base. The horde bases have done really well for me. You need to make videos like this also mixed in with your regular episode videos. And so what I try to do is I have my episode videos coming out a couple times a week, but now once a month or maybe twice a month I have a base building video, because I know that people, random people are gonna find your video if you do a base building video. It's just the way it is. If you make a tips and tricks video, people are gonna find it. New people are gonna come to your channel because they're looking for tips and tricks, or maybe they're looking for Xbox or PlayStation footage because they are Xbox or PlayStation users. So just make sure you're catering these to some of those keywords. You want to make a video based on those hot keywords. It's very important if you want to see growth. Another thing I see a lot of small channels doing is releasing a lot of varieties of games. So I go to their page and I see, okay, you've released maybe 4 videos in the past 2 weeks. Out of these 4 videos, you've got, you know, Minecraft, Valheim, 7 Days to Die, and, you know, something else, and they're all popular games, right? So it makes sense because you're like, okay, I want to get out to a broader audience. However, it can be very counterproductive to spread yourself so thin, right, like that. What you want to do is pick a game and focus on it. When a new person finds a video of yours and they like it, say it's on 7 Days to Die, they enjoy the video and they think, okay, well, I can't wait to see what next 7 Days to Die video they put out. Well, next week you put out a Minecraft video, and now all of a sudden they've lost interest and they've dropped off. They decide, okay, well, he doesn't just do 7 Days to Die footage, that's what I want to see, and they're gone. What you want to do is corner a market, corner a certain game, and then focus on that game. Now, larger people like Markiplier and many others can afford to do whatever they want. They can make videos on a different game every single day, and it's okay because they already have an established audience. You and I are trying to corner a market, in this case 7 Days to Die, and make sure that when people come to our channel that like 7 Days to Die, they're going to find that content here. Can we expand when we get larger? For sure we can, but right now we need to focus on one game and make sure we stay tight to that. And I know you like to play lots of different types of games, but you can play those games in your free time and pick one game that is your YouTube game, and that is your game to start. Keep it simple. You can even see and look back into my history and see that I did a variety of games at one point with varying levels of success, but mostly my growth was very little, and it just didn't work out for me, and I'm trying to help you learn from my mistakes. Next, let's talk about creating your video. And now remember, console is okay, but here are some things to remember. Audio quality. Try and get yourself a decent microphone. You know, the headset microphone is fine, and that'll work just fine, and you can use that. But if you can get like a $50 condenser microphone or something, you know, even cheaper, just something designed to capture all of your vocals and make you sound better. Other than that, you know, the headset, like I said, the headset's fine, but just make sure that it's clear and crisp and it's not distorted or anything like that. Next up is video quality. You know, if you need to reduce the settings of the game all the way to the lowest settings, that's fine. What you really do not want is like stuttering. You don't want to see lag in the game. You don't want to see, you know, frames dropping constantly. If I see frames dropping constantly in a video, I just want to leave immediately, and that's the same thought for everyone. Make sure, no matter what you're doing, if you need to reduce the quality, just do it, but do not produce something that has dropping frames or lag or something like distortion in the video. Just try and make it as nice and clean as you possibly can. Next up is editing. Now, I have a free editing software. It's called DaVinci Resolve. It's extremely powerful and a lot of people use it. There's a ton of tutorials out there. I'm not going to go into how to use it because, like I said, there's plenty of other places you can learn how to do that. And you'll want to search for DaVinci Resolve, how to do editing, how to produce the video, how to get the best quality out of DaVinci Resolve, you know, all those things. Any question you have, there are YouTube videos on already, trust me. Now, I'm going to include a link to DaVinci Resolve below, and all you need to do is just sign up into their website, and then you can download it for free. You can use it for free. Just make sure you select the right version. You're not using the studio. You have to pay for that. You're using the 16 point whatever you'll see in this video here. Now, the other thing I want to discuss about editing your video is you want to make sure you have the right segments in the right places. You want a really cool, exciting clip or something like that in the first maybe 3 seconds of your video, 3 to 5 seconds, to catch people's attention. Then directly after that little phase there, you're gonna have, and you can see here, here's my exciting clip at the beginning of the video. Right after that, we have our intro. And then the intro is us talking about what's happening, etc., etc. This is what we're doing in this episode. You know, here, we don't talk about liking or subscribing or anything like that. We don't talk about anything like that. We just talk about the video. Then we have the bulk of our video that makes up our video. We want it to be about 10 minutes because the YouTube algorithm loves 10 minutes. And then we end with an outro. And the outro is, you know, hey, thanks for coming to my channel. Please like and subscribe if you liked the video. Go check out my Discord link below, or go check out my Twitch link below. I really appreciate you guys coming to visit, and we'll see you next time. Something like that, you know, you just want to make sure that you're telling them, hey, go check out the links below. And also don't forget to like and subscribe, because I think that just triggers it in people's memory and gets them to do it. And that's a really quick and fast way to just break down how you want your video. You want your exciting clip, you want your intro, you want the middle section of your video, and you want the outro, which is talking about, you know, whatever, and go check out this link, etc., etc. The other thing I want to say is I see a lot of people just uploading full segments of gameplay. So they play for 30 minutes, they upload the full 30 minutes. Okay, they do a Twitch stream for 3 hours, they upload 3 hours of footage. Guys, if you want to put in the work to get this channel to where you want it to be, you really need to put in that work into your videos in the form of editing. If you're running from one base to another base and nothing happens, you edit that portion out. If you're going through a house looting a bunch of things and you're not finding what you wanted and nothing is happening that's exciting, or you don't say anything that's funny or relevant, clip those sections out. And what you want to do is make sure you've got this condensed journey of your gameplay. You want to cut out all of the boring segments that people get distracted easily. You know, they want their minds to be constantly tantalized. And if you leave in a segment where you're just running for 5 minutes or just mining for 5 minutes, people are just gonna drop the video just like that. Now, it's okay to clip things out, but what you want to do is make sure that the story is still coherent. So if you're going into a building, you want to show yourself going into the building. You want to show maybe a clips of two, or you going around the building. You want to show a clip of you leaving the building, and a clip of you journeying back to your base, and a clip of you putting some stuff into your forge, or, you know, whatever have you, a clip of you spending your skill points. You want to make sure that the story stays coherent, even though it's reduced. It's not just like a bunch of clips that just mash together in some way where you can't really follow even what's going on. You just, you know, and that's fine. That's more like a compilation, but people don't tune in for compilations unless, again, you're a big streamer or YouTuber. Now that we've covered our channel aesthetics, selecting a topic for a video, creating your video, and editing your video, let's talk about presentation and reach. First, I'm going to show you how to make a nice thumbnail using GIMP. Once again, you can download GIMP at the link below. Now, when you select your thumbnail for your video, you want it to be something that has to do with the exact relevancy of the movie, whether it's the most exciting part, whether it's, in this case, the character holding a blunderbuss from my Blunderbuss movie, whether it is the most funny part or the base that you're trying to show off. You want that to be your clip of your thumbnail, just to catch someone's eye. And I'm gonna show you exactly how to make that just more eye-catching. First thing you're gonna do is zoom in on whatever object you want to bring attention to by clicking the zoom in tool and then clicking on your page where you want to zoom in. We're gonna center our character, select the little lasso selection tool, and then we can left click to place little points around the object we're trying to highlight. This process can take some time depending on what you're trying to highlight, but spend your time making it look neat and nice and selecting that character fully, or, you know, that base, or anything you want your video to be on, whatever is the focus of your clip, of your thumbnail, of your video. Finish your selection by clicking the little circle at the end where you started. Now I've got selected, we're going to zoom out again. We are going to copy and paste from the select menu, or the file menu rather. Copy and paste. You can also use Control-C and Control-V for this. You can see over here, added in as a new layer. We're going to right click that and hit to new layer. And that's going to create it as a little separate chunk here, as you can see. Now, because of the way I recorded it, you can't see all of the things that I'm clicking, but I'll tell you exactly what to push. Now we're going to make some text. It doesn't really matter which text you choose, but just pick something that looks good to you. So we selected the text tool. We can click where we want to place our text. We can type out whatever we want. And then we'll double click to select it and make the text a lot larger. Select the move tool to move the text where you want it. Should be somewhere centered around the top. This is the title of our movie. We're going to zoom out a little bit to get a good idea of what this picture looks like as a thumbnail. Select the text tool again. This next text is going to be like a little snippet or something to just like add to someone's interest in the video. So we have the number 1 starting weapon, and then we could have something like super powerful or easy to use or easy to find, something like that, you know, just something to add to the interest of the video. In this case, we put fast and effective. And we want to find a place where that fits. We don't want it to be in the bottom right hand side because that'll get blocked by, I think, the duration of the video in certain formats. Now I did use a different font for both of these just to give it a little variation. For now, that's good. Now we're going to add a little bit of extra color. So go ahead and click on the layer that has your cutout player or cutout thing that you want to be focused on. And you're going to right click on it and hit alpha to selection. That's going to be near the bottom. Once you've selected the alpha, go to select, and click the option that says grow. You're gonna grow this 8 pixels. And you can see now the little border over our character has grown. Down in this bottom right hand corner, you're gonna click this little button here to add a new layer. The next thing that says pops up, just hit OK. That created the new layer and it selected the new layer. Next, select the gradient tool. And from the gradient drop down menu at the very bottom, select the yellow to gold. Now we can just drag it upwards to sort of create a gradient on this back layer. And select this tool here and click on the window to unselect what we were clicking. Now if we drag this layer below our other character layer, you'll see now we have a nice yellow border and a gradient on that yellow border. We're now going to select the alpha once again. We're going to grow 8 again. We're going to create a new layer once again. And we're going to select black as the color. And the fill tool. Click on the character. Now drag this behind the yellow layer. And you can see now we have a really nice selected yellow border, cool guy standing out above everything else. Next, we're going to do the same thing for our text. We're going to select the alpha of our text. By right-clicking and going down to select the alpha, we're going to select the gradient tool again, and we're going to select the blue to green text gradient. Perfect. Now we can drag and drop to change the color of the text here. And again, we're just going to deselect it. Now we're going to select the alpha of that. We're going to go to select and grow to grow our selection. We're going to grow it by 8 once again. We're going to select the fill tool and black. We're going to create a new layer, just as we did before, and fill. Now drag and drop this behind your text. Now it has a nice black border, making it stand out on that white background. Next, we're going to do the same thing for the other text here. Select the alpha. We're going to pick the yellow to gold again. Drag and drop it on our text. Unselect. We're going to go to select the alpha again. We're going to go to grow selection by 8. We're going to create a new layer. And we're going to click the fill tool with black. And we're going to drag that behind to make that stand out. Now we're going to go and we're going to merge all of these layers into one except for the background. So go ahead and right click, and then up at the top you'll see merge layers. You'll need to do this with every layer here. So right click and merge layers. Once again, you're not seeing what I'm clicking here, but it's right up around where I'm clicking. Merge layer. So now you're merging all of these layers that we just did here into one. And all we have is the background now and all this front text. So you can see they are separate. That's exactly how we want it. We can use this to sort of reposition it if we wanted to, and move things around. Change the size with the scale tool. In this case, I just wanted to make it a little more in the middle of the picture. And don't worry that you can see the character behind, because we're going to fix that right now. Select the background, go to filters, and then go to the blur, and then Gaussian blur. And then you can turn that up as much as you want and hit OK. We're blurring the background right now to make things just more focused on our main character. Next, we're going to select our character in the text, go to filters, effects and shadow, and then the drop shadow. You'll have to play around with this to get this the way you like, but I have a preset the way I like it. And that just adds a little bit of background and back shadow. So now we've got a nice popping image for the front of our movie. We go to File, and we can export this as a JPEG or as a PNG, depending on the size of the quality. I think it needs to be under 2 megabytes to work as a YouTube thumbnail. Next, I'm going to show you how to find those keywords for your video, your tag words, and just things that are going to pop up when people search for videos. You want to make sure it's relevant. We're not just talking about the title, we're talking about the keywords. And this tool here is perfect for finding your keywords. There'll be a link down in the description. It's a keyword tool. Type in 7 Days to Die here and search. This is going to come up with a list of the most used keywords on YouTube for any given game or title or whatever it is, makeup or anything you're doing. Here it is. It's a bunch of words, but you can just copy and paste, which is nice about it. So hit the copy button, copy to clipboard, and now you can just Control V to paste that in anywhere you want it. Now let's go to upload our video. First, we're going to select the video we want to upload. And now we need a title. Now the title is really important. You want as many keywords in the title as possible. Keywords are those top words we looked at in the beginning when we saw, okay, we want to make a base about tips and tricks, right? So now we want to use that here. If you want an example of good titles and of good thumbnails, just type in 7 Days to Die and hit search and look through the list of the most popular ones. You can see how they select things that pop out at you with arrows, with big yellow text, with big white text, you know, with using keywords in the title like 7 Days to Die, insane difficulty, with horde bases, everything. It's all part of locking in keywords, and that's where we're going to want to select our title. Now a good way to do this is to see how do the pros do it, like Glock 9. I'm going to copy exactly the way the beginning of his video starts, because that is working and that is recognized by the algorithm. Next, we're going to put in tips and tricks, which is the thing we saw before. It was one of the top search things people look for. But now we're going to add something in that is our own flair to make it unique, which is going to be how to use the blunderbuss, or blunderbuss technique. Now we're going to put another keywords, alpha 19, which is another something that a lot of people are looking for. Perfect. Now we have a very nice title using a lot of keywords. Next, let's look at the description. You can see here we have 3 links. We have a link to our Twitch, our Discord, and our Patreon. We want those to be in the order of importance to us. For me, my most important thing I want people to look at is my Twitch. So I put that first. And you can see here, without showing more, we have 3 links that appear here, 3 lines that will show up at the beginning of our page in our description. That is where you want your 3 links. And you can see here, they correspond to these 3 slots here. Make sure you want where you want to direct your traffic the most to be in that first slot, and make sure in your video you tell people, hey, go visit my Twitch. It's really important that you tell them a call to action, or hey, come join my Discord, I'd love to talk to you. Under that, we're going to put in all of our keywords that we copied over from that website. You can see me here doing it again just to make sure that I had them copied over. So here we go. We're going to paste these in here, and there's going to be way too many. You can see here we've exceeded by like 4,000. So first we need to go in and just get rid of a large chunk of these. So when someone searches for a video, it first looks at the tag words of your video, but it also looks at the description to see how it matches up. So as we've controlled and we deleted a large segment of here, we still have a lot of keywords in there, and that's fine with me. If you want to go through and hand pick all of these, that's up to you. But I just go through and I just picked the top, 100 or so. Now we're going to upload our thumbnail. Perfect. Look how much better that looks than just some default picture. Make sure you've selected not for kids. That way you'll end up being seen by a lot more, and you'll get advertising on your channel and whatnot. Here we have the tag words. Again, these are going to be within those tag words we looked at. I would put in pretty much everything you saw when you typed in 7 Days to Die into YouTube into here, and things that are somewhat relevant to the videos you do. For me, it's like Insane Nightmare, base building, but I also have like things in there like, Glock 9, because he's searched for quite a lot, and someone that liked Glock 9 might also like my videos. And we want to make sure we utilize every single tag that we can get in there. Make sure you have the language selected. Another important thing is making sure you've selected the game down here, 7 Days to Die. And I like to just turn this to allow all comments, because there's a filter that just, I don't know. I don't know how it works, and I don't trust it to filter the right things. We can put an end card here if our video is long enough. This video is just an example, so it's not long enough, but here's where you would select an end card. You want to make sure you have that. The checks is just a standard thing. I've actually never seen this before. This must be new. And then the last thing is visibility. I like to schedule my videos, because that way I can have time to just like have them coming, 2 weeks in advance, and I don't have to worry about it. And I just always schedule them ahead. Always schedule ahead. It's less stress for you to be not trying to cram them in at the last second. And then we'll hit schedule, and that'll be ready to go. Now I'm going to show you a fast way to do this so you don't have to do it every time. From your main studio, you're going to click settings, and now you have basic info. Here are tag words based on your channel. You want to make sure you have all these in there. Under advanced, you just select that no, this content is not for kids. That makes you get seen by more people this way. And then feature eligibility doesn't really have anything to do with anything. Here's the really important part: default uploads. Here, you're gonna leave that blank because that's your title, but here you can put in and have your description ready to go with your 3 links and then all of your tag words ready to go, so you don't have to type it in every single time you make a video. You select it to public. You can also have all of your tag words for each video because you're doing the same game every time, all relevant every time, and that just saves you so much work. Now that we've talked about the basics of uploading a video with your keywords and your proper thumbnail and all of the little intricacies of that, let's talk about after you've released your video, how do you keep this momentum going forward? The first thing I want to mention is as you're making these thumbnails, make sure you don't use the same thumbnail for your entire series or for an entire time you play a game. Make sure every single video you have a new thumbnail that's relevant to the video, and that takes an extra 10 minutes every time, and it's worth it, and it looks so good, and it'll get people to click on that link, and that's what you want. And so next I want to look at analytics with you just very briefly. I'm not going to get into depth about it, but I just want to show you a couple of things that actually help someone like me that I know very little about analytics, but this is some good information. I'm not going to be looking at the analytics of my entire channel, but more of an individual video. You can do that like this by clicking this little button here. That'll bring us to the analytics. Now, the really important thing I find is right here, down here, after it's assessed the video after a couple days, you can see, okay, where's the dip? So every video is going to have a dip, and that's really important because you can look and say, okay, what was happening during this period? What was I not doing? What was I doing too much? Why did people lose interest right here? Here's a really good example. When I look at my dips here, I can click on them and see what's going on. I clicked on this one. I couldn't really tell why this was a dip, but right here I saw a significant drop by about 10% when I started talking about like going pee, and I realized, okay, I shouldn't talk about that in my videos. It's a good note to self, but like you can see, okay, this is what I was talking about right when that dip happened. 10% of my viewers dropped off because I mentioned some subject. So that's just really important to know. The other thing that I think is pretty important is checking out what keywords are actually working for you. And you can do that just up above there. We'll click the Reach tab. And if we scroll down, we can see not only our impressions and how many people have actually clicked our video, but here we see what keywords are actually being used to find our video. Like, you know, none of these are super relevant, but still I think that people that found it have a good amount of retention, which means people that are finding it are actually enjoying it. And that's what we want. The other thing is on your main studio dashboard, you can see here for the latest performance of your video. It's really helpful to see, okay, here's the impressions, like here's the click-through rate, 7%, you know, that's doing higher. My average view duration is higher than average. The views are down slightly, but that's okay, because if the impressions are high, that means people are clicking on it based on that nice thumbnail that you've created. And the view duration means that people are satisfied throughout and are just actually watching the video longer and longer, and that's what you want. You want to work towards that. Alright guys, that's everything I've had to say, and as you know, if you liked this video, please hit the like button and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Also, I stream on Twitch on Fridays, so please drop in, give me a follow at that link below. And if you have any questions about the video, join the Discord and send me a DM, and I'm happy to explain anything that's a little vague for you, or anything you don't quite get, or just any questions you have. I'm always happy to answer. Just come join the Discord, and yeah, I appreciate you guys a lot. You know, you guys make this all possible, and you guys make this a wonderful experience, and I hope I helped somebody, or lots of people in fact, and have a great night, and we'll see you next time.